Let's address the question most established business owners already have. Is YouTube a waste of time for a business like yours? If you're doing real revenue, serving real clients, and running a serious operation, YouTube probably feels, at best, unnecessary. And at worst, like a total distraction. And honestly, that skepticism makes sense. So instead of trying to convince you, I want to walk you through this sort of calmly and logically, because for many businesses, YouTube is a waste of time. But for the right ones, it quietly becomes one of their most valuable assets. If you're an established business, you've already proven something important. You can sell, you can deliver, and you can sustain revenue. So when someone suggests YouTube, your internal response is often, well, we don't need more visibility, or we don't have time for content, or our clients don't come from YouTube. And those are all reasonable thoughts. The mistake isn't the skepticism. The mistake is assuming YouTube's value is the same as every other marketing channel you've tried before. Let's be clear up front. YouTube is a waste of time if you treat it like a social media platform or an entertainment channel, a place to chase views, a place to just post content. If the goal is attention or likes or the vanity metrics in general, then yes, it's absolutely not worth it for an established service business. Here's what's actually happening though. As your business matures, marketing stops failing loudly and starts failing quietly. You still get leads, just not consistently. You still get clients, just not predictably. And every lead seems to require more explanation, more context, more convincing. And that's not a traffic problem, that's a trust problem. At your stage, buyers don't want to be sold. They want to understand. They want to know, how does this business think? What do they believe? Do they really get my situation? And they all want to answer those questions before they talk to anyone. Most marketing channels aren't built for that. From the outside, YouTube looks like creators, influencers, daily uploads, algorithms, entertainment, and none of that feels aligned with a serious business, and it shouldn't. But that's not the version of YouTube that actually works for established companies. The question isn't, is YouTube worth our time? The real question is, do we have a scalable way to let prospects experience our thinking before a sales conversation? Because right now that burden probably falls on sales calls or intro meetings, one-to-one explanations, and those things just don't scale. When used correctly, YouTube isn't content, it's pre-sales infrastructure. It allows prospects to hear how you think, understand your perspective, build familiarity, and build confidence without touching your calendar. And that changes the role of marketing entirely. YouTube doesn't work best when you're trying to prove yourself. It works best when you already have experience and opinions, when you've seen patterns, when you've made mistakes, when you have perspective. In other words, when you've already proven yourself. And here's another misconception. You don't need hundreds of videos and thousands of subscribers or viral reach. A small, focused library of the right long-form videos can outperform years of other marketing, because each video keeps working long after it's published. Most marketing resets. Campaigns end, ad spend stops, and then traffic disappears. YouTube actually compounds, on the other hand. A video you record today can show up in search and be recommended and be shared internally or be watched months later by somebody who is already qualified. And that is a very different ROI profile. Now, your accountants probably look at YouTube and think, gee, video production can be pretty expensive. And they're not wrong, but look, if you're evaluating YouTube like an expense, it will always look questionable. But when you evaluate it like an asset, something that actually reduces sales friction, improves lead quality, shortens sales cycles, supports pricing confidence, well, that conversation changes. And keep in mind that service businesses sell trust, not features, not speed, not novelty, trust. And video communicates trust faster and more accurately than text or ads or posts. It's not about persuasion, it's about familiarity. If you think about it, for many businesses, YouTube slowly replaces repeated explanations, introductory sales calls, long qualification processes, and low-quality inquiries. Not overnight, but steadily over time. Here's the important part. YouTube only works when it's built intentionally, with clear topics, clear positioning, and a clear role in the sales process. Without that, yes, it becomes a time sink. And that's why so many businesses try it and post a few videos and then walk away frustrated. This is not about being a creator. I want to be very clear because nobody seems to want to become a content creator. This is not about becoming a YouTuber. It's about building a searchable, watchable library of your thinking. That's it. So is YouTube a waste of time? For businesses chasing attention, yes, absolutely. But for businesses looking to scale trust and authority and lead quality, absolutely not. It's often one of the most underused assets they could build. Here's a simple way to think about it. If your ideal clients research before they buy, compare options, want confidence, not hype, then YouTube isn't a distraction. It's a shortcut. Now, if you're wondering whether YouTube could realistically work for your specific business, there's a link in the description box to book a short call with me. No selling, no pressure, just a clear look at your business, your market, and whether building a YouTube lead engine would actually make sense. And if it wouldn't make sense for your business, I'll be sure to tell you that too. Generally speaking, YouTube is not a waste of time. Unfocused YouTube is. And when it's treated like an asset and not a platform, it stops feeling optional and it starts feeling pretty obvious. Thanks for watching. Check out one of these helpful videos next, and I'll see you there.